Save it for the booth, conversations from a stoop. Let me introduce the host. They came to speak their truth. We all bringing heat, ain't talk about no propane. First host is pure dope, that's why we call it cocaine. Next up is Punk, he gon' give you what you want. He don't stunt like a pack of Dutchess, he gon' keep it blunt. Sugar Montana, she hot as Louisiana, and she hold no punches, so please excuse the manners. We got big homie Suave, he pretty chill. When it come to the topics 100, he keep it real. The show get you in tune, the flow get you enthused. Producer of the pod, that's why they call me Deuce. Let go.
We here, save it for the booth. Episode
23.
It's our Jordan episode.
Our Jordan episode.
Miking today.
This was not planned, I promise. I am not that lame. We did not plan this.
It's just a synchronicity.
Yeah, it's the universe, man. It makes great things happen.
We got Deuce on camera today.
Deuce on camera, unfortunately.
Yeah, got us a guest.
Hi.
Daisha.
Hello.
I'm gonna call her Lady D.
I ain't gonna say
that
what
was the other natural name.
Oh,
man.
Lady D?
Yeah.
Lady D?
I think I said Miss D, but I
Miss
like
D?
Lady. That sounds more royal.
Lady D.
Okay.
Alright.
Ooh, we got Lady D on here.
That was my old poet name too. So
Really?
Funny that
see?
it organically
We
came
gonna
out.
make this work today.
Yeah, we in there.
So we getting right into it today. You got the video up, or shall I pull it up?
I can have it up. Yeah.
We getting right into the shits today. So we had a question for the women. All right, it was a viral moment going on. It was probably last week or something, where a guy was approaching another guy while he was on a date with his girl or whoever she was, and he was straight treating him, punking him, whatever you want to call it. He was at his head. You gonna play it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
We gonna start from the beginning. So here we go.
Ladies, how would you feel if your man got pinked right in front of you?
Outside, he with his lady too. Fuck all that. Let's get it. Nigga, you's a bitch. Hoe ass nigga. You a hoe, nigga, and I told you when it's time, it's time. What's up? Let's get it. What's up? Come on. And I'm Dolo. On my mama. Nigga, I'm Dolo. Ain't nobody with me, nigga. What's up?
Ladies.
He throwing up gang signs and stuff in the video.
That's what I'm saying. It was
So-
some background to that. I feel like.
Yeah, I wish I knew the background.
Yeah, so we don't know the background, so all we have is speculation here, which is great. We love that.
Oh, I can put a whole
Wasn't really
story to it.
No, but like the other dude that was getting punked, he just sitting there.
Sat
So
there.
I want to know from
Well, the question
Lady
is,
D,
ladies,
yeah, I
how would
wanna
you
know-
feel
how
if
would
your
you
man
feel?
got punked right in front of you?
how
So-
did that make you feel?
My immediate response to that was, this dude can't even protect me. He can't protect himself, and he can't protect me. So the kind of woman I am, I'm gonna politely maybe go through the date with him, maybe. But it's an immediate turnoff because a man should be able to protect you, and you can't defend yourself. You probably gonna throw me down when he start kicking your ass. You know?
So defending yourself, should he have said something, or yeah, he definitely should have said something. But when you say protect you, you don't always have to resort to physical violence just because some dude talking shit, because that's like y'all go out and every time y'all go out somebody say something to him and he ready to fight, you're not gonna like that either. So
He didn't even address him though.
nah, he didn't. He definitely didn't address him, which is an issue. But I'm just saying, as far as not feeling protected,
But in the male-female dynamic, women want to feel protected. If we were to do,
as you should.
we see y'all in a way that's like, okay, he gonna provide for me, he gonna nurture me, he gonna pour into me, and then I'm gonna nurture into him. And if my dude is getting beat up, if I saw the guy I was with get beat up, but he was standing up for himself and he just got overtaken, I can give him points for at least you went in. But if you just silent, bro, I'm probably gonna get on the other guy's team too.
Damn.
Like, Uncle is a
I done
bitch.
lost my
He
lady.
is a bitch. I don't know.
Woo. So how would you feel if you was in that situation, or how you would have handled that situation?
I definitely would have addressed dude.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm not finna sit here and I would love to know the background, like, because the background matters. If dude that was sitting there was talking a bunch of shit and now you just got addressed, you gotta address the situation because this is your fault. But some random dude just coming up to you talking shit about something, it's like, what? But I mean, you definitely gotta say something.
So if it was a random dude, you would have still said something?
Yeah, hell yeah. First of all, who you talking to? Who you talking to? Like, this ain't that. So we're gonna address who you think you talking to. And if it leads to something else, then it leads to something else. I've unfortunately been in a situation like that. It didn't end in a physical altercation.
Story time?
Nah, I don't really want to get into it.
Come on. I love a good story.
I had a went out for someone's birthday and seen some dude sitting down with a young lady who I was involved with, and it was just kind of hectic. It wasn't hectic. I was just being an ass, and I walked over to dude, and I'm like, walk away. And dude's like, what? I'm just sitting here talking like, just walk away. And then he's like, you ain't gonna talk to me like I'm some bitch ho something. And I'm like, from what I was told, my response was, bitch ho, bitch ho. And then it escalated, ended
so
up
you
outside.
were the aggressor.
I was the aggressor. Ended up outside. Nothing physical happened, so, but it's just like, dude said something back as he should have. But at that point, it was like, all right, what up? We can go outside or whatever. So definitely, you got to address the situation.
So you asked the wrong question. You should have asked him from the cameraman's point of view.
Right.
How you really punk a nigga in a situation like this?
And I was random because I didn't know dude from nowhere. Like, he was just sitting there.
And that's why it seemed like this one was
like,
random.
Yeah,
this seemed like this was random
as hell.
He didn't say nothing personal. He just was very general. Hey, I beat you. Blah blah blah. In my opinion, that first dude, like the dude sitting there calm. Like, I seen a lot of comments saying, well, he was being more mature because, who wants to be showing their ass in a public place like that?
Very true. And that's why I said, dude, in my case, I was being lame when it happened, when I did that. But dude definitely being lame as hell. You got a camera out.
Right, you
all
film
that,
it.
You film it. One, what you really trying to do, you got a phone in your hand. Now, what if I just got up and commenced to beating your ass while you got, you filming? Like, what you finna do with a phone in your hand? But I feel like it was lame as hell, dude, doing that, especially because it seems so random. But the other dude not responding at all. It's like,
his body language looked defeated. That's what it was. His body language said it all. Like,
how do you expect to be respected at that point?
Yeah, it couldn't been me. Like you say, you might have to just take your ass whooping. If
you might beat me, but
and if he was mature, he could say, "Okay, let's take this outside and take the whole commotion outside, so he could get beat up in private." You know what I mean? Like, nobody had to see what was gonna happen, but then everybody could be like, "Ooh, he handled that."
But then you got to think of the other aspect with all this stuff too, because what if dude go outside and I really beat your ass, and now you want to shoot or something because y'all so people so stupid and don't like taking L's.
Yeah, humiliation kills people.
Being with your woman is like, even if I know I could whoop dude, am I really willing to risk like this turning into something bigger because of what?
Right.
It's kind of hard. It's real tough to just, okay, we go throw hands.
Right. And another aspect I was thinking about, like, all right, like, have we talking about guns and stuff, like, if that dude that was getting punked, if he did have a piece on him, you supposed to walk away.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not escalate,
Yep.
So when I think about it from that aspect too, but in the same breath, you gotta say something.
Yeah.
Something.
If your woman,
yeah. In case a lot of y'all don't know, when you conceal the carry, you cannot just walk into altercations. It's just not. It ain't that simple.
Well, you ain't supposed to. Anyway.
Yeah, it ain't that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they're filming it. And
There you go.
Everything.
And is dude really that tough if he filming it?
That's why I think it's that clout stuff. It's that social media stuff.
That was the lame part for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna address you on film. At least have somebody else film me.
I feel
Holding
like
the camera, that was
I feel like he probably knew dude ain't finna say nothing. His
Mm-hmm.
girl with him, like he ain't finna try to do nothing. So I'm really finna.
And it seemed
make
like
a
he
big
knew
deal
what type
out
of
of it.
dude. Like he could kind of tell what type of dude the other guy was
Yeah.
that was getting punked. He can tell
Yep.
like, nah, I could get rah with this guy. Ain't not gonna happen
He didn't
to
even
me.
move his
Right.
seat. Like he didn't even shoot. He just kind of sat there. Like he didn't.
But I feel like that kind of speak volumes too, because it's like you doing all this woofing and I ain't budged. You know, like you just doing a lot of talking. You know, I'm not scared. I
So
ain't
what
went
de-escalates
nowhere.
the situation? If you don't,
Essentially, he did de-escalate it. Dude walked off at some point. It ain't turned into an altercation.
It wasn't
you
a
know?
part two.
Right? You know that him not saying nothing did de-escalate the situation. I feel like he looked a little goofy because he was like smirking and smiling, like you know, that was kind of weird to me. But
Who the aggressor?
nah, the dude sitting there,
Yeah,
he
sitting
like
at the-
kind of smiling, and it's like he calling you all type of bitches. You was just okay with. I don't know. It just seemed
what
a little
moment.
weird.
That must
but-
have been Chili's. I feel like the Chili's up here at this mall up here. I feel like it could go down in there.
That could have happened though.
Oh hell, they better not be going down in Chili's like
Them
that.
people want margaritas, please. It's
That's
stupid
why
and
I do
Chili's.
So as let's take a turn. Though. I'm glad we started off a little lighthearted, but so we covered this before on the podcast, but we got a different guest here, so I wanted to know her perspective. Is sex equal between men and women? This caused a lot of controversy on our TikTok. Went viral off of this question, so I want to know another perspective.
Well, I think one thing I will have to say is what is equal? What do you consider equal? Is it the satisfaction you getting out of it? And then when we first talked about this, I said, well, are you talking about the act or the experience or the actual act? Because I feel like from the actual act, it would be women. Because we have so many more nerve centers down there. So we experience a little bit, to me, but I've never been a man, biologically, we experience more pleasure in an orgasm. So I feel like in the experience and the connection that women tend to have, I feel like women win in that, but men, because they want maybe the chase, the engagement, the actual getting it, and then the explosion, and then that's the it. So I think we winning in that.
It's not equal,
Men
is
just
it?
have a better campaign.
Do they?
I think.
And what do you mean campaign in that way?
I think
in that sense.
the idea that men feel like, from a sexual perspective, what does good sex look like, right? When it starts even from the top of oral. Who starts? Is it we gonna 69 because we got to do it at the same? Or who's starting? Who's taking control in the bedroom? And who likes to be taken control of in the bedroom? Because it's not always black and white, male female dynamic.
Right. That's true. We speak in general here, though, so we...
I'm just saying different people like different things.
Okay, of
They
course.
do, definitely. So you think it's not equal?
No.
And women gets the greater
I
value
think
out of it.
Yeah,
I think
it's-
that's the secret. Okay, I'm gonna just throw it out there.
Interesting.
I just think women are programmed to be docile and come get it, and you gotta work me into it because we're taught to be submissive in that way. And if you are an aggressive female in the bed, some men find that off-putting and can. Oh yeah. Some men like it. So women are just programmed differently, and then this dynamic of how we see sex going, even in movies, and just that paradigm of what's sex, right? What's the basic position called? Missionary. Everything else is doggy, cowgirl, revert. You know what I mean? Like missionary. And then it's this, we're having this love experience. No. We having a sex experience just like you, because I want to come too, bro.
But go ahead, start your talk.
I'm liking what she's saying, so I'm just listening.
When it comes to the equal part, though,
We had a lot of people saying that it's not equal, and women get more satisfaction out of getting money instead of sex. So men get sex because we're gonna orgasm every time, and women may not. And in return, women like money.
I mean, that can be a trade-off. If you feel like your body is, if you want to see the value in your human body, the value in your sexuality, the value in who you are in the core, and put it in a monetary type of structure or framework, right? Then somebody is going to tell you, you sitting on gold. And then you're going to say, I am sitting on gold. This thing gets me what I want.
But it's getting you what you want regardless.
Not all females kind of know that.
That is sad for the ones that don't.
That is very sad.
But I mean, I'm saying that to say, I'm not the type of person that's just like, I'll pay you for sex. No, I'm not into that. However, if you doing all the stuff I need you to do and want you to do, I'm gonna spend anyway. Just because I want to do for you because you're doing for me, so.
But it's everything that's in that if that determines if you're going to give me those things. When it's a straight transaction and I know we going to do this and then you going to do this. There's no if.
I need the emotion behind it.
You a carrot and stick type dude.
There's no
do
emotion.
This and I'm going to do this. This
no
dude say, do this and then I'm going to give you 500.
There's no emotion behind it.
Everybody ain't looking for emotion and sex. Some people just want to have.
But the way you just said that y'all connection and all of that makes it feel so much better for y'all. Why wouldn't you want that?
I think that's a larger discussion.
To me, that's part of, because I don't want that.
Well, I feel like
I could just go wham bam, thank you ma'am, here go couple hundred.
I think the way some females, a lot of it has to do with how you learn to understand your body from a young female perspective, who's handling you as a young female, who's kind of teaching you to value your body in that way. So like I grew up with my father and I grew up around my brother. So I grew up around males. I'm not shy around males. I understand males. It's some females who they've only been raised by women.
So that makes a difference.
Oh, yeah. Men come and go in their existence. They don't know what a man is like. They know what company is like. They know what relatives are like. But they don't know what a man in your house who just loves you because you're my daughter, or your brother who can't stand you but they love you because they.
So you think that affects them like in their sexual relationships with a man?
I think it affects how they are oriented to view their bodies. I think a lot about sex, and like when you think about when you first kind of came into understanding sex and sexuality and your body starting to do stuff, and as you mature and get older, people don't come into the same experiences with a body in the same way, or introduced to touch that feels good and is prohibited, touch that feels good that is not prohibited. Right? So if you are in a situation as a young female and you're handled a certain kind of way, the lens that you look at sex is different. So maybe that's something that you hold for a relationship that you don't think can ever happen. You could be in love one day, but I've never seen love, so sex is this.
Now that's deep right there. That's deep. That's what we here for.
So do you think you're more open or less open, depending on which one? Like
openness to
like sexually. Like, are you more open for if you've had that man in the house showing you love and you're not scared to be around me? Are you more open sexually to the person you're with, or? No,
I could say growing up, I was very, very particular about my body because my dad was on me about that. My dad was a Muslim. Like, I couldn't wear makeup. I couldn't have my fingernails painted. We had to wear long skirts. We had to wear, our hair covered. And so I had a real modest view about myself, about what it meant to be a good woman, what it meant to be a modest woman, and I took pride in that. So when I first had my first experiences, it was with somebody that I truly felt like this is love. This is the person I want to be with forever, in that sense. But over time as you grow up, and as I just naturally matured out of my father's teachings and came into my womanhood, no, I'm way more open. I wasn't enjoying sex under that way because women are, you have to be modest. You have to.
So, coming from that background, would you raise your daughters that same way or differently?
So, I took a more moderate approach. They would probably disagree. My daughters are adults now, and they give me lots of feedback about their upbringing. But I still feel like women, if they're not handled properly, they don't know how to value their bodies. Mm-hmm. They don't even in a department store. Little boys, you can get their little boy underwear, little boy t-shirts, and then it just kind of gets bigger. Girls, it goes from little girl underwear and little girl tank tops to little girl bras. I mean, they immediately start bringing you into this sexuality of what it means to be female. So, countering that, and how do you help your kids navigate what's going to naturally happen to them without feeling bad about it, but then also understanding that it's some rules and some limits, and you could take this shit way too far and end up in a room with somebody who totally mistook what you thought was innocent. You just like that outfit. Mm-hmm. To him, that meant you ready. Mm-hmm. You just a boy say, "Oh, let me buy you some gym shoes." That was a big thing with my kids. Don't buy my kids nothing. Mm-hmm. You can't buy my kids nothing.
I tell my kids, don't be tricking off.
Yeah, you can't buy my kids nothing.
It's birthdays and Valentine's Day. You want to get your girlfriend a little something cool, but don't just be out here.
You can't buy my kids nothing.
Out, cut it out. Don't be. You could take them on a little date, whatever, but don't just be giving women money. Don't even put yourself in that box.
Well, at least when they're young, like I don't know. I feel like it's a different perspective on that sex money transfer.
In which way?
I think it's more monetized. I think, like even when you look at female entertainers. Right, Salt and Pepper, and MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, they had one kind of image. Now it's all about, let me show you how to finesse this dude. Let me show you how to pimp a dude. Let me show, I'm out here getting my body done. Like, what? That's what I mean about valuing your body as a woman. A human female breast is priceless, but an augmentation is $10K. So you take a priceless breast for a cute, nice, perky, stiff.
Yeah,
$10,000.
Well, he gonna feel like, don't mind, I paid for him.
Right, I got an expensive body. I got $100,000 worth of body.
I'm saying if a guy paid for it, should he feel like that's his?
No.
He can't take him back.
No.
He can't. He can feel like he paid for him. I actually have access to it whenever I want to.
Then you got to get your mouth game. And you will.
Money speak for itself. Unfortunately, in this world we live in today, it does.
So now that we talking about money, that brings us right into our next little topic about our friends CARDI B and who's she with? Offset? Yeah. Hold on, let me pull it up.
When he bought all these flowers. I want to know who cleaned that up. Was it?
So so this was for Valentine's Day, and it was romantic, right? He said a nice little romantic vibe and a nice little romantic scene.
On my little flowers on the floor in the bed, but whatever.
And we came across this little post, so we wanted to discuss it.
No shade to Cardi, but I'm just using them as an example because we know a lot about their relationship because Offset can't stop cheating. But when you're dealing with a man with money and he doing what men with money do, which is spend money, it's kind of hard to take any gesture, small or big, that they do as it actually having any meaning to it. It's pretty much meaningless because what was the alternative? Him buying himself another chain, buying another car, Like, he has the money to do it. It means nothing. It's not like he went through that house and individually laid each one of those roses to symbolize how much he cared about her. No, he hired a company. They came in and did all the work, and all he did was write a check. Meant absolutely nothing to him. But you know what's free? Not cheating on her, not having her out here looking crazy. But that's too expensive to these men. It's easier to shut her up by distracting her with a bunch of materialistic stuff. And if you're a type of woman who get wild over that kind of stuff, I feel sorry for you, sis, because men who got money know this, and they will always use it to their advantage.
And that was from Dana Dane, 1987, backed up off Twitter. Oh no, TikTok. So shout out to you. So, opinions.
I thought it was a romantic gesture. I feel like, yeah, they are wealthy people. It was a romantic gesture. And maybe for that day, for that Monday night.
For that Valentine's Day?
For that day, he needed her to feel special. So, because I've seen some other TikTok videos that Offset did, or just videos on social media, where he's not making her feel special.
Right. And I think that's the young lady's point. Do you believe that when a man has money, it means less when he buys you things?
It depends on how that man views money. I dated a guy who he had a really good relationship with money, and he loved money. And if he parted with some money for you, that meant something. So it just kind of depends on the guy.
It depends on that guy's relationship with money.
With money, yeah.
Right. Because if it's a guy that willingly blows money, then it really don't mean, okay. And she might see Offset as that just based off their lifestyle. You look like you got a comment concern over there.
I'm trying to figure out why him cheating got anything to do with the money he spent on Valentine's Day. Everybody know he cheat. She still with him, right? So then the shit don't matter. So if I decide
so it don't matter if he cheat,
she still with him, right?
Yeah.
So the shit don't matter.
Okay,
if it matters, she wouldn't be with him. That's how I feel. If I'm doing something and you don't like it and it matter and she will leave, right?
That's not right.
She wouldn't leave?
You don't think people stay in toxic relationships?
Absolutely. Because it don't matter. Clearly, it can't matter that much if you still there.
Maybe the infidelity doesn't matter.
The cheating.
Right.
So then me doing this for Valentine's Day should still hold value because the cheating don't matter. Why is it getting brought up? Now I can't spend money on you because I cheat? That don't even make sense. You're lessening what I'm doing because, I cheated. What? You still here, though. So would you rather me be like, I ain't buying you shit for Valentine's Day because I cheated, so it don't mean nothing? Then I'm going to be a whole different type of asshole, right?
I think it'd just be a greater level of toxicity in that relationship.
And that's what I'm saying. So how does that make sense? Because I cheated and I got money, I can't buy you nothing now. It don't mean anything. It don't hold. If that's the case, then me spending money on you should never mean nothing.
I think her point was more, if you wanted to do a really genuine grand gesture of love on this day, it would be more meaningful if you just honored your vows, bro.
He might have honored them that day. We don't know what he did.
He might have, but he just...
So what we talking about?
He might have, but...
You got a day of honor.
I'm saying, on that day, he was honoring his vows. He was there with her, seeing flowers, that whatever.
She feel like, don't be fooled by these gestures. Like, it was empty what he did. He got money. You know, if he really wanted to do something that was going to be meaningful, he should have done X, Y, or Z. Don't cheat on her.
He should have did what?
My personal opinion is a marriage is between a husband and a wife.
Right.
We don't know what we don't know what their agreement is within their union, and to put a value on how we all perceive, because the law says you're not supposed to cheat. That you're not supposed to cheat, but it's swinging couples all over by law. You should not cheat.
What law?
The marital laws.
Biblically?
That is grounds for dissolution of marriage. If you're
saying biblically.
No, I'm talking about the law.
Law.
Dissolution of marriage. If you have an infidelity, that's grounds for dissolution, to get divorced. So if we look at it in that regard, but if that man and that woman is good with having an open relationship.
Yeah, there's clearly ain't that open, because she be online complaining about cheating.
But she ain't left.
So you think she like it?
I'm not saying she like it, but I don't think she dislike it as much as she say. She's still there. They done had a kid together. He cheated before they got married and had kids and stuff. You done married a nigga, had a kid and all that. And now you're concerned about him cheating? You could have got out before any of that transpired. Now you're concerned about him cheating.
So all I can say to that is I feel like maybe she has some feelings about the infidelities and the way that they going down, but I still feel like if she's in that relationship, it doesn't mean she's condoning cheating on me.
I did not say she was condoning it.
You said what she staying.
It can't be that big of a deal.
She knew he was a cheater. Why she stayed?
Yeah, she knew. Right. She left him. Didn't she leave him?
At one point.
And then went back. And that's I'm saying, you left him. You got away. You put it all on social media how he was cheating and you whatever, and then you went back. So if he's still cheating, and this ain't even a Cardi B issue because she ain't the one saying he shouldn't have did this, but she went back. So why are we concerning ourselves with him cheating because he did a nice gesture? The man got money. Now if he wouldn't have spent money and would have just bought her a dozen roses and brought it to the house and had a dinner cooked or whatever, everybody would have said, he got all that money, he should have bought her XYZ, blah, blah. It's a lose-lose.
It wouldn't have been on Instagram.
It might have been on Instagram.
Yeah, it seemed like they put a lot on Instagram.
Yeah, it would.
I think the lady was
regardless.
I believe the young lady was more commenting to Cardi's reaction.
Right, like she shouldn't have cared.
You know,
and that's fucked up. Her man just
when you
did
think about it, is, you know.
Her man did something for her. She shouldn't be happy about that because he cheated, but she's still with him. So either I'm going to enjoy the good time because I know what's going on, or she shouldn't be with him. Like, that don't even make sense. So now, don't spend no money. I ain't even happy about this because you cheated whenever you cheated. What?
But she looked at it and said, he loves me.
He probably do.
I'm sure he loves her.
So what's wrong with that?
So her reaction was, all this grand display, he loves me.
Because that was a lot. And unfortunately, I ain't gonna say unfortunately, everybody talk about this love language shit, right? That might be her love language. She might like to receive gifts and grand gestures and to feel like shit is a big deal. And maybe he was catering to that. Because clearly on Instagram or whatever, she made it like, oh, he loves me, he did. Because maybe he knows she would love that. Who the fuck are we to be like, nah, he shouldn't have did that. You can't spend money on her because you cheat. What? He doing what his woman like. Nah, it's a bad thing. It's a lose-lose.
Or is it in a cycle of toxic abuse of, okay, I'm going to do something really bad and I'm going to do some really grand gesture to get you off my ass because I know I'm going to do it again. I know how to measure how to abuse you in that way. I know if I cheat with a random, you're going to do this, this, and this. And this is how I've always got out of trouble with you.
You have to let him know that's the way. I literally know a person who got caught cheating several times and his wife was like, oh, you got to buy me a house. I want a house in this place, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, all right. That was the way for that shit to be, I don't want to say overlooked, but that was her thing. Oh, I caught you cheating. I need XYZ. I need you to do this, this, and this for me or whatever. And he was like, all right. But if she's accepting that, she laid the standard that, oh, okay, I cheated. I got to do this make this a big ass deal. So, to the public or to whoever, it looks like whatever it looked like.
But the question is the value of your self-respect wrapped up in this gift?
I don't know if it's the value of your self-respect. Again, we don't know what they terms are.
Agreed, but if you let somebody publicly violate you, but then grandly,
he ain't publicly violating her.
If he cheating on her in a way, he does. He publicly. He publicly violates. I've seen some videos where he's done some stuff, in what were candid moments, and I'm like, damn, that's your wife, and you doing her like that for all guys to see how you value your wife.
I don't know what he did.
So it was a video. She laying in the bed with the cover over her, and he comes with the camera, and he's like, "Yeah, y'all see Cardi? I want some head. I want some head." And she's
That
like,
ain't got nothing to do with
with
cheating, though. I'm trying to figure
that
out.
is him devaluing her and embarrassing her. That's his wife. That ain't his chick, his hoe, his bottom bitch. That's his wife. He took different measures to commit to her, and you gonna film that kind of behavior? That's crazy.
As long as he
me.
films the grand
big
gestures.
shit. I mean, and that's what
I guess it balances out.
I'm only thinking of I'm only thinking of the cheating because that's what was talked about.
Okay.
Do we got videos of him cheating or something? Has he came out publicly like, "Oh, I'm cheating, I done did XYZ"?
It's been declared that he's a cheat. He's
being declared that he's a cheater. I'm trying to figure out because I don't think he's made him cheat in public. Like
I don't think a cheater would.
It's all over. And that's what I'm saying. So to say he made it,
tell everybody
to say he made it, to say he made it public, to say he made it public is like now her going public and saying, "Oh, Offset cheated on me," blah blah. That's her making it public. He not out there like, "Oh yeah, hey y'all, I'm with this other chick. Film me, take pictures." Woo. Everybody rap about a lot of stuff. Everybody rapping about killing ain't killing. I'm not saying he ain't cheating, but I don't want to get into what he rap about.
I'm just saying he don't have to go online and proclaim, "I'm cheating on my wife," and look at all these women I'm cheating with. That's his persona. That is the image that the whole Three Amigos situation.
But how? How is that his persona?
Through their music. What they're saying through the music. Snoop been married all these years. He been talking about fucking hoes all these years. And he has had a wife the whole time. Ice Cube, same way. You know what I mean? Like, they in these songs, like, yeah, LL Cool J, I'm the type of guy that and he's been married all this time. So what they're saying in that music and, personifying this is what I'm doing would be the same as if they was just on a dumb Instagram because you a regular dude talking about I got mad.
And that's why I'm saying the music don't mean that's what you're doing.
But it can still be viewed in the same way. It don't mean it don't matter that's what you're doing. It's on what everybody is perceiving. Because I know everybody perceived how Saweetie flexed back on what was the other one she was dating?
Don't say flex back. All I seen was her attacking him on
that.
Flex back.
That was Quavo. Yeah.
Don't say flex back.
He flexed back, and she got the ultimate
let's get
flex
into
because
it.
Saweetie is she winning. She got the ultimate flex. She winning. She got a McDonald's meal.
Okay, all right, but explain what happened there. So you said
from
she flexed from your voice. She said she flexed on Quavo.
They broke up.
he publicly showed, I'm taking this car back.
Right.
Like,
what was it? I think it was a Bentley.
That was
after the
But wait.
It was something
But
nice.
it caught enough attention
shit.
that it was a discussion. It was a mainstream discussion. He take this car back, and then she goes and gets her own car. You see her in her new shit, and then from that she is elevating. She's on the cover of a major magazine. She got
They
a
ain't got nothing to do with
McDonald's.
the elevator.
Nah,
I'm
she
trying to figure out what happened on this
immediately blew
elevator.
up. You
What
see
happened on this
Saweetie
elevator?
everywhere. I don't see Quavo nowhere.
What happened on this elevator? Cause you saying like he reacted. She
I ain't
she
talking
looked
about the
like
elevator. I
aggressor.
said she
okay.
elevated. She came up out of that situation and monetized the shit out of that, and she is winning right now.
She monetized it because of who?
Cause she won.
How did she monetize
Because in
it?
the public's view, when he did that
Why was
move,
the public
she
paying
bounced
attention?
back. Cause that's the name of how they make money.
Because of him.
Elaborate.
Quavo been out. He been popping. Sweetie ain't.
has a following, but now she up there with
Because of
Doja
him.
Cat. It don't matter how she got up there.
But
You don't
it
know
don't
who Doja Cat
matter.
is.
If you trying to say she blew up after the situation, who was it because of?
It was.
He already up there. He ain't trying to get up there.
He
When she
could have
trying to get
easily
to.
did the flex with
That's
the
the
car
reason he
and
got her.
devalue her, and there's some other shit to bring her down. But she was able to continue to elevate after what was seemingly an embarrassing moment.
Why was it embarrassing? Because he
never
took
had your
her car.
card?
Hell no. That's all.
You must have never had a car before. That don't feel good.
I haven't.
It don't feel good.
I haven't. Yeah, I don't know. But To me, Quavo is who he is already. He been there before Sweetie ever existed. So,
just a quick hit question since we discussing cheating. Lady D, what's worse, physical cheating or emotional cheating? Can you elaborate?
Because women get wrapped up in emotions and that connection, it all matter.
No, it takes time to build up.
You gonna let him answer for you?
Nah. That emotional cheating takes time to build up. Them office husbands, them guys who always buzzing around. They want to know your business. They want to, you want to cry on my shoulder, and they want to learn everything about you because they are manipulating you. In today's situation.
Ain't none of them office husbands going on.
How you know?
I'm just saying.
You better pop up at the office. You gonna meet him immediately. Like, hi, I'm Glenn.
That's the shit that be happening.
I saw a TikTok about that. That shit was hilarious.
That's the shit that be happening.
It do, and it's just natural, and that's that It's that slow game up to the bedroom. To me, I think that's the worst. If y'all just kind of hot and heavy, and in a moment, it's a moment. That long term stuff.
What's worse?
Physical emotional for me. You know, we talked about it. Yeah, I'm visual.
You can't visually imagine this man constantly talking to your wife and massaging her shoulders and bringing her coffee and how that touches her.
I don't give
versus her being naked.
I don't care about y'all talking. The massage in the shoulder. See, that's the visual
that's
and the touching.
That's what's happening. That's what this dude is doing.
I mean, for me, I'm gonna think about the shit that's going on when I know what we do sexually. So now you done went and did that shit with somebody else. That's gonna be in my mental for I don't know how long. Unfortunately,
so
I'm
she
not
telling
one of them
this man she love him and all of that, rather than a random dude hot heavy moment and something happen. You would rather take the long term texting, I love you, don't know how you gonna lead us, whatever they saying. You rather take all of that than just like maybe a random moment, a random fuck up, a glitch in the matrix.
Right.
To me, all that love shit is a random glitch in the matrix.
What you talk about, the emotional cheating?
Yeah.
It ain't random if y'all doing it.
I
over
feel like
amount
sometimes
of time.
the shit is random. When you say the manipulation and all that shit, yeah, you probably thought you loved dude, but nah.
Okay.
To me, that shit is a glitch in the. You know what I'm saying? This nigga was just manipulating you to get what the fuck he wanted.
He found the end.
He found his way in, slithered in, whatever. And then when he gone and show you he really don't give two fucks about you, you really gonna realize like, oh, that was just lust because I was missing whatever you was missing or thought you was missing or whatever. That shit is what it is.
In a like a one night stand situation or in a emotional.
No, I mean, he said, emotional.
I'm saying an emotional shit. Like,
but people can do that stuff for 10 years. People could be in them kind of relationships for a long time. You laying there asleep and your spouse is on the. Let me tell you what this did today, and like years of that. You don't think that's worse than just, even if she's not having sex with him, but he know everything else about her. He control her emotionally. He don't need to see her vagina.
What's different than a best friend? So that's essentially like you saying. That's like you saying a woman and a man can't be friends.
I don't think they can. They're either working their way up to the sex or had sex and realize that part don't work.
Okay.
Really?
I don't think.
And I mean, because you would have to if you feel like the conversations and knowing what's going on for 10 years.
So here's why I think that, because I used to have this conversation a lot. My sister has had a friend for like the last 30 something years. The two of them are close as a relationship, but they're platonic. They tried to do a relationship in the beginning. It didn't work out. But they have been the best of friends for the last, I guess, 30 plus years. Like, the best of friends. But they don't individually have any significant relationships. And anybody that comes in that bubble immediately leaves. Like, they'll get partners here and there. But to me, they have always been married. They're just not sexual. They're emotionally married. They don't need to connect with the genitals. And so to me,
He can't have another woman because my sister would immediately, who is this? And even, okay, this is my friend. This has been my friend for 30 years. Now the new girl got to deal with the 30-year friend. And y'all used to sleep. You got kids with her.
But see, that's different. You saying they used to sleep together.
No. Okay. Just if that was a scenario.
That's different. You saying they used to sleep together. I'm saying like actual. I got a friend. We've been friends since I was 15, 16. So like 20 something years, we ain't never touched each other, none of that. You know, I wouldn't even look at her that, like, I don't look at her that way.
Has that always been the case?
Always. I've never looked at her that way.
From the first day y'all met?
From the first day we met,
you didn't say,
oh,
she cute, or...
No. I mean, she's attractive. She's not an ugly woman. How
did y'all even start talking to each other?
She dated my friend.
Oh.
Her and my friend was together.
That's your homie's ex. You're not going to date her. Or would you?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
But I'm saying
she out of bounds for you. So she can be platonic.
I have another friend that I've been knowing since probably the same time technically.
How you know her?
High school. Went to high school together.
How y'all meet?
Went to high school together.
I get that.
Just random. We had a class together.
So what made you talk to her? Because people generally don't talk to people.
She was talking to me. I don't know.
So maybe she liked you and you just put her in the friend zone.
That's fine and well. But what I'm saying is,
it's still starting with that emotion.
We've been I feel like it can. It's
come on. I don't know. You can't.
You ain't thought about it, huh?
I didn't.
Because girls can crush on a dude and we can silently wait and wait.
So some shit never happened.
And then one day it may, this is just gonna be my friend.
And we've been friends.
But
so
that
what I'm
don't
saying
mean
is,
it couldn't have jumped off at some point. Which means you can't y'all are both gonna be friends. Nothing is gonna jump off. Ever.
But a man and a woman.
You don't have a physical attraction to each other, but a male and a female can have a chemical physical attraction to each other. Because that's biological.
But I don't have to be attracted to every woman I come across.
We just talking about your friends, not every woman.
I don't have to be attracted to to female friends I come across.
Because you could see them as platonic now.
Do you have any unattractive female friends?
I can't answer that. You trying to put me in? Then I'm gonna be getting calls like, so which one is it? Which one of us is it?
Tell them. We want to know.
I'm just trying to deuce from over here.
Yeah, I see you. I see you. You ain't getting me though. I have female friends that I don't look at like that, like in an attractive way. I never have. Like I never felt like they were attractive.
Maybe they felt that way about you though.
That's understand. Maybe, but what I'm saying is,
what I'm trying to get you to understand is just because in your mind, it doesn't mean that other person didn't feel chemistry with you, and their intent was, okay, I'm gonna slow walk him into a relationship.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, and I can see that. I can see that.
I can see it.
So Lady D. So any guys that come and try to approach you as a friend, you ain't buying it. You automatically thinking you want it. You want to be with me. Either you want sex from me or you want to be with me.
Or maybe I could flip and want more from you. Like we could start out friends and we gel on so many platonic levels, and then all of a sudden I'm like, damn, he look good in that. Where'd that come from?
But that's because I feel like that's because.
That's happening with female friends too while we playing. When they flipping, we friends. This is my best friend. This is my best friend. How besties are y'all?
Y'all look talking about your best friend look good and stuff.
Nah, she's saying that.
I'm saying some of these best friends.
Like me and women best friends?
No, women
best friends.
Women and women
right.
best friends.
That's what I'm saying.
They start to be my best friend.
And then they be like, look good.
I
and
never
y'all
felt
getting
like
dressed
this
in the
before.
same room and all that. Yeah.
Something going down?
Not necessarily. It could be though.
Or they go, I never felt like this before. Bitch, you felt like this before. You tripping? You ain't gonna be my friend.
So you weren't flattered?
Yes, I do. I am flattered.
Okay.
But
good. She don't mean no harm.
No, not at all. But if we gonna start out friends, let's be friends. If you're just trying to get to know me so you can get to the later on and be like, well, it turns out I'm digging on you. Say that in the beginning. Give me a choice. Now if you violated, like, oh, you want to be my friend? You just.
Oh, we did have that as a topic too.
We ain't talk about it though.
No, we didn't, and we already basically just talked about it, but just to, I guess, put it in.
It was something like men talk about being put in the friend zone, but how do they think women feel when they think they had a friend and then the man really just was trying to sleep with them?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
You know, it's disappointing because I genuinely would like to meet a man I can be friends with.
No, you don't. You just said men and women can't be friends.
How so even if he's trying to be your friend, you ain't gonna accept it.
I'm not. It would take some extraordinary means for him to make me feel comfortable that he's at some point we not gonna have.
What's extraordinary means?
I don't know.
Okay. Cause I got extra, and that's what I'm. My
they
best friend.
They don't know what we can do for them.
I have extraordinary.
We just gotta do it.
Yeah, I just keep talking about it from the male perspective, as if the female's emotions are not gonna come into a friendship dynamic. You've been friends with this girl for 5 years, and you know everything about her. Y'all close, but y'all not romantic.
That wouldn't happen? What make you think that wouldn't happen if you had a male friend?
I'm saying it could happen for me. I'm not
so
lying.
Then you don't
I'm
really
not
want
saying,
a male friend.
I would like to have a male friend because I can dig male energy. Like, I think y'all are interesting in the way. You know what I mean? Men are really in a female dynamic. If it's a bunch of females, it's a certain kind of way. When you around a bunch of dudes, if you a female who lucky enough to be cool to just hang out with dudes and let them be themselves, it's a different energy that I like and would like to be friends with. But oftentimes that's not the case.
Because you don't want it to be.
Nah, I'd be cool for it to be the case.
You just
more
said
often than not, it's the dude that's gonna flip the friendship than me.
Nah, and that's
it can't happen
because I'm so with my best friend. It's literally been like we done kicked it, hung out, did all type of stuff. I done held her up the piss. She done been sloppy, drunk, whatever. Ain't never touched her.
Okay.
But you're saying, well, she might have looked at it like XYZ. So it's like it can't have.
So hold on. So she's never.
Let me get
she's never
what?
Because you're like she said, you're speaking from the male perspective. So she's never showed any type of interest, made any type of comments that showed that she might have been attracted to you.
She's made a comment later in life.
Okay.
But what I'm saying
I think that's what she's trying to get down to. It's
going
to be something.
And it's really risky.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying you can't be looking for a male friend then, because even if I show you all of that, I don't know your perspective. So if that comes into play, then that's not on me. So then what up? It's like I'm left like, damn, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I just showed you everything. Could have been plenty of times that if something, we done slept in the same bed together, whatever the case, and it's like, no, I don't even look at you like that. Like,
well, it may be platonic now. I'm saying that any male-female once a male and a female are saying we are friends, it is my assumption and belief that either they tried it didn't work for whatever, the chemistry wasn't there in the romantic part, or it's gonna happen eventually.
So then you ain't looking for a male friend.
So
I say I would love to have one. I just don't think it will ever happen.
So
that's because you're looking for it to mess up.
Right, exactly.
You already looking for it to mess up,
and that's why I'm about to ask you this. So does that mean that whoever you're with can't have a friend of the opposite sex?
I'm okay with you having a friend. I'm not okay if your friend is if your friend is territorial about you. I'm gonna look at how she is treating you. If she territorial about you, if you need her opinion about me.
The friend?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nah.
I just look at it differently. If she's territorial about you, it's an emotional connection, and if you agree with that bond, then y'all have something, and so our dynamic is gonna be different. I'm in y'all relationship.
When you say emotional, what you mean? I feel like I got emotional connections with all my friends.
It's not
male
wrong,
or female.
It's not that when I say emotions, and people, it's not wrong with having an emotional connection with people.
Yeah, I know.
If your partner, however, requires for her to feel comfortable in that relationship, for those emotional connections only to be to her, that's between y'all two. But having emotions, sometimes people get carried away in their emotions, or they misinterpret emotions. Emotions are fine to have, but it's in those moments where you cross the line in friendships where it go from being all good one day to being all bad. And that don't just have to be sex. I mean, it could be some business you share to theirs. A friendship dynamic is like any other relationship that you nurture in your life, if it stays healthy and productive. So if you got a wife and you got 5 female friends, your wife got to be cool with all 5 of them female friends.
No, she don't. Why?
Because every time you go out with one of your female friends, she has to feel secure that the guy I married isn't just out with one of his other
That's a me
dating.
issue.
No. You can't take responsibility over her feelings of comfort.
No, what I'm saying is, if you trust me, it shouldn't matter who I'm out with. You shouldn't be worried about what I'm doing.
Do you give anybody absolute trust like that?
Do I personally?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You absolute trust somebody like that?
Oh, you saying would I trust somebody like that?
I said,
Would somebody...
do you extend absolute trust to another person outside yourself?
In that situation?
I'm
to
just
have a
in
friend?
a general situation. Do you extend absolute trust to another being outside yourself?
Yes.
Like, I fully 100% trust this person isn't going to do anything to violate my trust.
Yes. In those situations, absolutely.
I'm not. You keep putting a condition on it. You keep putting a
He's
condition on
good
it.
at that.
You keep
He's
putting
great
a
at that.
condition on it. The answer is no. The answer is no.
No, but listen
You
to what
can't
I'm
put
saying.
a
Hear
condition
what I'm
on it.
saying.
It's very difficult to give true, unconditional, full trust to an individual, because we have all had situations where trust got violated, and any human is going to learn lessons, and you just learn who's more trustworthy, who's less likely to violate my trust. You don't absolutely trust nobody else.
But listen to what I'm saying. If I'm married to you and you got a friend that you've been friends with, and
He's
I
a
know,
male?
yeah,
Okay.
and I know if this friend been around and whatever, and y'all go hang out or whatever, I'm trusting you for nothing to go down. I'm not trusting him. I'm trusting you because you're the person I'm with. I would expect my wife to be the same way. I don't have to like him. That's your friend. Y'all might have been friends before I came along.
True.
I could care less about him. But I have to trust you that if
But
y'all
what if
hang
you do
out...
care about him, though? What if he the type of dude to care about?
To care about what?
Then
I would
good.
express that...
You know them kind
you
of
saying
guys.
he look good?
He a dude to care about. He a dude to care about. No, I trust her
If I'm
because I
doing-
know if she cheat, I'm about to be in these streets. That's what that is.
But no, I mean,
that's
some
not
of
trust.
that,
That is not trust.
no, some of that is
man.
to me. Some of that is being secure in yourself, though, because
That's all about yourself.
Why am I worried about how he look? Why do I care about what he look? What he might? If I'm handling what I need to handle, and I know I'm all of what I'm supposed to be. If you decide to cheat with this friend that you been had since before me, or whatever the case is, and I done met him and know him. Yes, I'm gonna be in these streets, but that's a choice you made. But I'm gonna trust my wife to not cheat, because otherwise, what do we get? That mean I'm like, I gotta monitor every time you go out or be worried about who you, or I need to be there. No, I'm gonna trust that
you
you're gonna do the right
trust
thing.
her, and the question wasn't about trusting; it's absolute trust.
Yeah,
And
but
you
I'm
keep saying the ifs, and you keep putting the conditions on it.
No, I'm saying
and
in
all
that
I'm saying is
situation, I absolutely trust my wife that she wouldn't be sleeping with her so-called friend.
As you should.
Right.
That's the dynamic of a relationship. But when you really get real about yourself in a relationship where you asking for your partner to come into a bubble with you in a way where we have a level of trust, a level of togetherness, a level of partnership, and you asking for them to do something as well as you are committing to doing something. So yes, you should have some trust. But when you put that but if she does this, I have my plan. So it's no absolute trust. I trust every day the sun is gonna come up.
That's not what I was saying. I wasn't saying I have a plan.
No, you don't have a plan, but you have an idea of if this action happens, I'm gonna.
Who don't?
People who are married
don't have an idea of what
they supposed to be married. You supposed to figure it out and work it out. That's why marriage is different than your girlfriend.
You just said infidelity is a cause for dissolution.
Yes.
So what am I figuring? If you just went and cheated, I'm still figuring it out.
You're supposed to figure it out in a marriage.
So then it shouldn't be a cause for dissolution.
No, you conflating the two things. Okay.
Nah, I'm not. I'm just going off what you just said. We was talking about
is cheating illegal, and I said it is a reason for a dissolution of marriage. It is a reason why you can. So me
having a plan if you cheated, I'm trying to figure out why that's a bad thing.
What's your vow saying?
I'm not. I'm going in trusting that you're not going to cheat.
So there shouldn't be a if.
It ain't a if.
Did you just say an if? So?
Because we know life. Like life is life.
But when you ask me a commitment,
and I think that's her point.
When you ask me
you're not gonna get nobody that
make a commitment. You stand up before the priest, your church, your family, all these witnesses, and say, "I'm committed to you for life. We're gonna stay together for life." Divorce is saying that's the plan and you should stick to it. And so if infidelity happens, you work it out.
See, in marriage, the plan is we gonna be together. The plan is also we not cheating on each other.
Right.
So if you break the plan, how am I at fault for knowing that, okay, I can walk away from this?
It's other things you can break in the plan too. You're gonna walk away from.
Absolutely, and that's why. That's all. I trust that you're not gonna cheat.
Well, what if she steal your money?
I'm probably gone.
What if she got an addiction?
I'll try to help you through it.
Oh, you okay with the addiction?
Yeah.
So
I'm not okay with you being addicted to something.
Smoking.
No, I said I'm gonna try to help you through it. I didn't say I'm okay with you being addicted to something. But if you stealing money, that means you've been lying to me about something. A whole lot of things. Like it's other issues that come into that because what you done spent the money on.
So what's the difference between your wife and your girlfriend then?
I want to be with you for the rest of my life. That's how I feel. If I didn't, I wouldn't have married you.
So a girlfriend is just temporary.
If you walk away, I'm gonna be like, all right.
If your wife walk away, you gonna not say all right?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna try to figure out if we can figure this shit out. And
so you gonna work through infidelity?
I did not say that.
Oh no.
I said it's certain things. Yes, I would try to figure out. I'm not gonna work through everything. Like everybody gotta. Enough is enough. True. You know what I'm saying?
But that's just the whole point in marriage. Like I have an example. My grandparents were married. My grandmother met my grandfather when she was 14. Death broke them up. My grandfather passed away first, and then my grandmother passed away. They was together all of their life. She used to say, I know everything about him and he knows everything about me. And they stayed together through infidelity, through everything that was happening in this world. They raised kids together, all of that stuff. So I have example of a lifelong marriage and what that really looks like.
And I'm not saying that that's not
and
possible.
Cheating is not. It's not the breaking point for some women.
It's not. It's not the breaking point for some men. Yeah. It's not. And I mean, to be honest with you, we go through situations. You don't really know how you're going to respond until it happens.
True.
Because there's a bunch of shit I done felt like, I'm leaving. If this happened, that happened, that happened.
You already got a list. Your leaving list.
You know when you young, you create, you know like.
I'm talking about your grown self, not
your leaving list.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we come up with these things in our head where it's like, I ain't dealing with this, I ain't dealing with that. If this happened, But then when you're in a situation and these things happen, now you have to react to them. It's hella shit I done stayed through.
And the person you are at that time.
Yeah, and that's all. It's stuff I done stayed through that when I was younger, I'm like, nah, if this going on, I'm leaving. If this happened, I ain't dealing with that, but I'm still here.
And so today you may feel like infidelity is the deal breaker, but in 10 years it may not be. It's as you grow into that relationship. And I'm saying that from a person, I was married for 17 years.
It's been 10 for me. So
at the 7-year mark, 10-year mark, 15 years. If you make 15, you got a real good chance to get into 20. But right there at that other 17, it get challenging when you start burying parents. You get empty nesters. Like when you when you 20, you a different person at 40.
Yeah. When so you 20, you a different person at 30. Shit. And I mean, and that's what I'm like, I done, fortunately and unfortunately, I done experienced a lot in my marriage and relationship.
And you hung in there. So infidelity ain't the deal breaker.
I ain't say that. What
ain't gonna get him this.
I ain't say that. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like
it's not.
And here's my thinking with that, right? I'm trying not to like put all my business in the streets.
We speaking generally. We ain't talking about you.
But at this moment,
he being vulnerable.
Yeah, like this kind of person, you know. But like, me and my wife done been through some shit. You know, we done separated, whatever, and we here. You know, so I feel like if you decide you want to go do whatever it is you want to do, just leave.
Forever? Or for
I don't
weekend?
know. Nah, it ain't no weekend shit. You can't leave for the weekend and go do your shit and come back like, I just had a blip in the you know.
You just said you was okay with the quickie, not the emotional long game.
I didn't say I was. I'm not okay with. I'm against the physical.
He's against the
physical at all costs. I'm not okay with cheating. Period.
Okay.
But if I had to choose one, I would rather you think you emotionally connected to a nigga than you went and slept with somebody. That's just how I feel because I know me and my mind is so visual that I get to seeing shit.
You gonna turn up.
Yeah, I get to seeing shit, and then now I'm
you can't unsee
it. We might be doing something, and I'm like, you know, like I'm a visual person, so that's not okay for me. But being through some shit, it's just like I done dealt with stuff I thought I wouldn't. But at this moment, I feel like cheating is a thing where it's like, yeah, no, I'm not okay with that. Because that's something like you talk about a woman's natural body. That's valuable to me. For you to give your body to somebody else and cheat, I can't control what you do if we separated, if we ain't together, whatever. You know, I ain't got shit to do with that. But if we're together and you saying this and you give your body to someone else, I'm gonna feel that. I'm gonna feel that differently.
So it's not the cheat; it's the betrayal.
Yeah, that's the ultimate betrayal.
So whatever she can do to betray you, cheating is just one of those things. And betray, you want loyalty.
Absolutely.
So it's not the cheating; it's loyalty.
Yeah, and if you break that loyalty in that way, I got an issue with that. One, because
it's more intense if it's physical.
Cool, absolutely. Okay. But I think because. I don't know if this is going to sound bad or not, but...
We all sound bad.
True. I can go out and make money. I can take care of myself. I can take care of the kids. I can be productive in the world. Not saying the only thing I need from you, but the one thing that you have that I don't have is your physical being. Not saying you don't have a mind or mental, but I can do a whole lot of shit with my own whatever. So for you to give that physical to somebody else, that's like the one thing I don't have for myself that I absolutely need from you. That's to produce our kids, the intimate moments, all that shit. I need you and your body for that. If you give that to someone else, that's a big deal for me.
That's deep.
Our last podcast was 90%. I believe it was called 90%.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What percentage does sex play in a relationship for you?
Ooh.
He said 90%.
90%.
Only because I'm thinking of one, you got to be physically attracted to somebody to even
sex or physical attraction.
Sex.
But that's what I'm saying.
He
like
said
all
sex.
of it. I did say sex, but
And
I
he
think it
meant
all.
sex.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I think it all matters though, because if I'm not physically attracted to you, I'm probably not even getting to the point of relationship, the point of having sex, all of that. But then even in a relationship, like we both can probably do all this other stuff on our own.
Dang.
He making you think, he trying to fuck you up, ain't he?
I mean,
but hold on, before you fuck your head up, can we get your percentage? Before he start talking.
At this stage of the game, I would say I still rank it pretty high because I enjoy sex. So I would say it's about 75%.
Okay.
Because it comes a point where biologically.
That's that one thing you need.
Biologically, men tend to start to have waning libidos as they get older with whatever reasons. So
tell them to work out.
Nah, it's not the working
It ain't
out.
the working out. They better pop a pill.
It's
It's the pill, but
People be
it's nature.
thinking I'm playing. I'm gonna pop pills until I can't pop pills no
glad
more.
you're
If I need to
admitting
pop,
this.
I'm not.
The secret of that blue pill is just.
I don't know nothing about
Just
it yet.
keep your blood
but if I
pressure
get to
down.
the moment where I need to pop pills,
keep that blood pressure under control.
if I get to the point where I need to pop a pill, I'm
Let me
gonna
tell
pop a pill.
Let me tell you about
It
these
is what
pill
it is.
poppers.
Go ahead.
It's nothing sexy about.
That look like snorting.
It makes
That ain't popping
it
a
makes
pill.
your nose run. It makes you have a runny nose. It's nothing sexy about that.
Hey, it's all right. Maybe they need a sinus.
But do they need the pill? It's like, what would you rather them do?
Come as your authentic self. If you got it going for 15 minutes, then come with that 15 minutes. I don't
Are
need
you
30.
saying they popping pills for
to go long?
To go longer?
Libido. I just haven't had the experience with somebody who had other issues, but no, it was just a libido issue.
Oh, I thought you was talking about like
erectile
dysfunction. Yeah, not just. Oh no, I don't. Anyway,
if it's a medical condition, you can't control that.
That's what I thought.
They
That's
still
what the
gonna get
pills was
shamed
for.
though. You still gonna talk shit about them. You still gonna talk.
I thought that's what the
You
pills
still
were
gonna
for.
talk
Only
shit
if they
about them.
talking
Cut it
shit.
out.
Only
Cut
if they
it
talking
out.
shit like I'm about to do this.
But that's what y'all want to hear. That's what y'all want to hear. Y'all ain't gonna give him the shot if he don't talk that shit.
True.
Not
If he ain't talking that shit, you ain't gonna give him the shot. So that's why he gonna talk that shit.
If you not
and
that
the motherfuckers
guy,
that's really about it, they don't say they don't gotta talk that shit. They
if
just
you
show
not
you.
that guy though, if you showing up with your lifestyle, you not that guy.
But I'm just you said showed up with your lifestyle. Oh shit. Oh yeah, you really ain't that guy.
You not that guy.
You really ain't that guy.
Don't talk. Just say how beautiful my eyes
co-host
are.
said it's not about the size; it's about how you use it.
I think that's a preference on the woman.
Maybe.
Some women are size queens.
She said she needed. You need that big packing, baby.
You gotta be this tolerant.
Hey, I heard that.
Ain't no
Talk
wrong
that
with
talk, Lady D.
Ain't no
Spice
wrong
us
with
all the way up. We spiced up today, baby. Fuck out of here. Also, okay, last topic. So we got a little comic relief there. Last topic, and we'll wrap this up. Getting off of sex. We can always come back to that. This guy was funny though. So basically, the question is: should I just ask the question or should I play the clip? What y'all think?
Nah, just ask the question.
Just ask the question.
Because he goes off.
Yeah, he does. It's pretty funny. So, is there more deadbeat moms than dads?
I think it's more dads.
Talking to the mic, please.
I think it's more dads just because
That's what the world show you.
not just that's what the world shows you. One thing he says in the video is that women are automatically given custody in some cases, and that is true. In some states, when the couple is not married, the woman does assume automatic custody over that kid. So by default, I think that makes it true. But I know men who take care of their children but are considered deadbeat dads because they are not compliant with that child support order. But they doing their part.
But it ain't about the money, right?
What, child support?
I'm saying they say the money don't matter. It's
Hold
about
on. Before you get into that, so if you're not compliant with child support, you still can be like not considered a deadbeat dad.
So I know some men personally that I'm related to that take care of their kids. They pick them kids up. They spend time with them kids. They go home and cook some potatoes with them kids and eat Lucky Charms in the morning. They don't have the means. It's so many things that don't make them flush with cash that they can't shower that baby with checks and gifts and all that other stuff, but they got lots of love. And for whatever reason that income isn't coming in, that's becoming the barrier for that love to those kids. And they are considered deadbeats because you can't buy them gym shoes. You can't, but you got love and you got time and you got other things. And some people just don't appreciate that kind of father.
Man. Comments?
Nope.
Man, hold on. Just let that stew. Let it stew. Let it just sit there for a second, because we just don't get that perspective. You know, we don't get that perspective from women a lot, and I appreciate that. Damn. What's more important to a child, money or love?
For me, as a kid, because my parents divorced when I was 12, and then we had 2 households, it was my dad coming to get me. It was that time that we spent together, because at the end of the day, clothes and gym shoes and all that stuff, you don't remember it, but you do remember when your father taught you how to drive a car. You do remember that stuff, and you know, I see women who really ride guys, and it's some real works of art in this world. But
she talking about y'all ladies?
No, I'm talking about some guys who are real works of art. But I feel like I can see it from both perspectives. I see guys who are just really trying, but they get caught up in those writs and do 30 days, 45 days, 65 days because they got back child support, and then all these barriers and roadblocks start to happen where they can't even connect with their seed. And that's sad to me. A man who genuinely wants to connect with that child realizes I had a baby by a woman I don't get along with, but I really want to love on my kid.
Who's the problem in that situation?
It depends on the dynamic.
If you got a man who wants to connect with the kid, wants to be there, and he can't do it financially, so the woman is making it difficult, who's the problem?
It's something that she's seeing in that man that's making her feel like he's not safe around my kid for whatever reason.
Money.
It could be he a broke nigga.
So
he's
how
not
am I?
safe
So
around
I'm not
my
safe.
kid.
I'm not safe for my kids.
I'm not rationalizing it. I'm just telling you this could be the reason why she feels like.
Who's the problem in that sense?
It's not a problem. It's the choice of the custodial parent.
It's a problem.
Nah, it's the directive of the custodial parent.
But it's a problem because that kid isn't getting what it needs from the father because you're worried about the fact that I don't have money. I got all the love in the world and I want to be there and be around and do all this for my kid, but because I don't have money,
it's still the choice of the custodial parent. The head of household makes decisions, and if that is a female-led household and her decision is that dude ain't for the right thing, I'm making these decisions, we just gotta trust that she making the decisions that's for the best fit of the child that she's in the charge of the care of.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm not going to tell a woman that she bad for the decisions she make because I don't know what circumstances brought those decisions on, because I was a single parent. I was in a child support situation. It was a challenging relationship that didn't allow me and that man to be friends for a long time. And then when that situation went away, now we can be friends. Like, I've been knowing him since I was 13. We have a kid together. Now we have grandchildren together. We could have been friends all this time, but we had this nasty period of child support. But my thought was, why do the court got to tell you to take care of this kid?
But if you're sitting here saying that it's not all financial and that's all the court really deal with for the most part.
But kids are expensive.
Absolutely. I'm not saying a man shouldn't pay. I'm not saying that at all. I don't want you to think that. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying in the cases where you're saying for whatever reason a man is not financially able, but he wants to be there physically, emotionally, and you don't allow him, how do you put that on the man?
So then the things that for me personally that come into play in situations I'm either aware of or were a part of, it was something else about that guy that made him unsafe with those kids. It was something that was keeping him from being able to earn money. So his inability to earn money was a byproduct of something about him that was unstable, unpredictable, unreliable. So I can't have my kids around somebody who I'm perceiving as unstable, unpredictable, unreliable, because he can't hold a job down. He can't go
Why not?
earn money.
You ain't know that before you had kids with him?
Sometimes you don't. You know how many representatives be showing up in relationships? Representative. He can hang around for 5 years. You be like, what? I don't know your middle name.
So who's the issue? You been around 5 years. I don't know your middle name.
Some people just really believe they own sauce.
If you been around me 5 years and you don't know my middle name, that ain't just a me problem. And seriously, you been with somebody 5 years, they done held a job for 5 years, and now all of a sudden y'all have kids and they can't hold a job. It don't work like that.
It may be some other things going on, and I gave a real simplistic answer to a really complex set of circumstances.
Yeah, that's all we can do here. That's all we can do here.
With kids, it's very complex, but I like.
It's a reason why an adult can't hold a job down. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
a grown person and you can't hold down a job,
some going
there
on.
are some other circumstances
Mentally,
that you knew about in 5 years.
You
ain't not know in 5 years. We've
Come
been
on,
dating
it's
5 years.
But
You
people
knew about them
change,
circumstances.
Stuff happens, Punk. You know how it goes.
It's
Come on,
some
man.
jobs out here that people can fake be on for I'm a photographer. I'm a masseuse. I'm a content creator.
Is the money coming in?
I'm just
How you-
saying
like, how involved-
for 5 years,
that's
yes,
bullshit.
a person can feign a job and say,
That's
I do
bullshit.
this for a living, and they can bring in
Are
little.
they living? Are you seeing
No,
this?
some of that is
Are you
what you
going-
want to see. So
Yeah.
some of that is
Like,
what you
are
want to see.
Are you seeing it?
Cause you saw some red flags. Like,
been
hold
with
on,
a-
nigga.
When he got
I get paid every 2 weeks. Right?
He just waiting on that check. That check.
Even let's say the photographer, you ain't never been to a photo shoot. You ain't never like you can't
He on
tell
the
me
street.
they been doing this stuff.
Let me tell you what
5
happened.
He on the
years,
street.
and
She
you
mess
ain't
with
seen
hood
it.
niggas. That's what
Let
it
me tell you,
is.
when you
It's like-
confront him with
She
that,
mess with hood
you
niggas.
trying to block my dream. That's what's wrong with a black woman. I'm trying to be out here living my
Red
dream.
flag. You see the bullshit? You
That's just the
seen the
bug.
bullshit in the 5 years.
You know how many
already.
bulls out there in that shit?
Yes,
It's
and you
a lot
saw
of
it.
'em.
That's my point. You had to see that. So don't try to act like now he's unsafe. He was unsafe during them 5 years when y'all was.
But when
doing
it's
whatever
just
y'all was
you,
doing.
and when it's just you, and all you got to worry about is your silly self, that's one thing. When it's a little vulnerable individual,
Why did you put a little vulnerable individual in this silly situation that
because
you knew
y'all
was silly?
was drunk, y'all had some Don
nah,
Julio.
so you
his
with somebody
pull-out,
5
his
years.
pull-out
Lady D.
game is on fleek.
Lady D,
whatever.
was the D good? The D must be good.
Let's tell the
Lady
truth,
D.
because it ain't no way you done dealt with somebody 5 years and you ain't know they bullshit already.
I'm telling you, you can. I don't
No.
want to tell my
No,
personal
no,
business
no.
and embarrass
No,
myself.
we speaking generally. We ain't talking about.
Yes,
we ain't
you
talking
can.
about-
I
Yes,
just
you
don't see.
can.
I think people see what they want to see, and then once you no longer with the person, you start identifying the bullshit that
How
you
far
knew
into
were
your
there.
relationship did you see your wife's birth certificate?
I don't know.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, that's all in the
How
phone
many
and shit.
how many years was it before you said? Did she show it to you in the first year, the second year?
I honestly don't know.
So what if you didn't get to actually see the birth certificate till 5 years in and realize you ain't
That
know-
ain't her motherfucking name.
they fake
Your
name?
name is what?
They fake name on your marriage license.
That shit on the ID though. Like, what you mean? You saying
your middle name isn't always on your ID. Or no,
yes,
they just had the fake name on the ID.
Hey, did y'all see the?
You have to have certain documents to go get an ID.
I learned my ex-husband's real name 5 years into our relationship. What? He kept telling me it was Jaye. It was on our marriage license. It was on all kinds of shit.
Not spelled that way.
Then for whatever reason, I needed to look at his birth certificate.
Hey, ladies, watch out for them J's. They lie. That is not their name, guys.
And if they got an E at the end of that J,
name is
that's double.
J is too damn cool. This name ain't J.
I know a female who spell her name like that.
Jaye.
Yeah.
I didn't know his middle name.
He got you. Did y'all see the what is the
So
something?
You never was around his
I
parents?
can't get this shit out.
Yes.
And they never said his real name?
They never called his middle name. It was just for
but you
whatever
said
reason.
his real name. Are you just saying you didn't know his middle name?
She didn't know his middle name.
His real middle name.
Yeah.
He put a fake middle name on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
no,
I don't even. I
middle
took
name.
my middle name off my fucking high school
So you
diploma
a scammer
and shit.
like he was? No, I'm kidding.
What's the name of
you're not a scammer.
that app? That dating app that everybody be on.
Which one?
The one where you swipe left or right.
Tinder or Hitch?
Yeah, did you see the Tinder Swindler?
I haven't watched it yet because I'm on
Netflix?
Tinder.
Tinder
I ain't seen
Swindler.
it. I ain't
Okay,
seen
yeah.
it.
Go
I'm
ahead, watch
afraid
that.
I'm on Tinder. I don't want to.
No, watch it. It's a good watch.
You
You
might
need to.
need to.
You need to.
You
You
might
need
need
to
to.
because you be swiping
They about to
it.
block my pimpin'.
Boy, they about to bust your bubble. They about to bust your dreams.
Them dating apps are wild. That's like the wild
I
west.
just don't think there's no way you been in it with somebody 5 years and all of a sudden you find out they ain't shit.
It happens.
I just don't see it.
It happens. People change too.
It happens.
And I believe people change.
You know, a motherfucker start out this shit and then end up not shit. You know.
Or they want to elevate their circumstances and they don't want you to know that, you know, some stuff in people's past they want to get behind and they don't want you to see that because you're going to automatically think that way about
you gonna
them. And they want to get past it, or they whole family like that. And they want to get past that stuff, so they don't want to be viewed in those ways. So they put as much distance between that. So yeah, you can get to know some stuff about.
But are they trying
I tell
those
people you don't know
situations-
your partner until y'all been together for 7 years. All the secrets are out at 7 years. Whatever they've been holding, and it is some 5-year and 7-year secrets. You just ain't seen them yet.
I don't think they all out in 7 years, but
You think it's still secret? Oh, because you
Yeah.
holding them.
I ain't saying that. I'm just saying I think it's still shit people don't know.
Well, this was a great episode.
Yes.
Lady D, you came and lit the motherfucking booth up, didn't you?
This was interesting. You guys are fun.
Oh, we enjoyed you
we
as
had a
well.
good
Thank you.
time, definitely.
You'll be back?
I will.